しないで寂しさも涙も分け合うから一緒に Let's play 届くまで叫んで Let's say 叶うまであがいてその手を掴むまでこの温度は忘れない Let's stay 心を消さないで Let's change 一人で泣かないで揺らめき出す街の中くじけそうになってしまっても孤独なら塗り替えれる一人ぼっちをがようとした君となら君とならこの世は線が落ちても香り高くまぶたを閉じれば蘇りしくそう時空を操り自在に支配をする生と死をかける未来のサバイバル生を望めば死が死を悟れば偶然な祈り捧げよ神祈りに応えず成立の日は幻互いの価値をかざして奪い取れ神の御蔵ねじれた世界の果て奇跡を超えて呼ぶ奇跡あがめよ愚かなドラクの虫のライオン滅びは上質感の創世記誰もが欲しがるしこのゲートは中はあなたの犠牲で成り立つカルナバル明日を望めだしな死を交わせば正義祈り届けよ神祈りも及ばず消滅を覆して互いの策を読み合い奪い取れ神の御蔵排除と犠牲の果て奇跡を起こす
Good evening, and welcome everyone. Welcome on this B stream of 3WC, second week, and we are having quite a big match today with Canada against Germany, Seed 4 against Seed 5, quite an awaited match. Germany, most notably, raised a couple of eyebrows with their incredible qualifiers performance, managing to get a top 5 seeding without even having a full roster, and also posting beautiful screenshots of all the predictions, giving them the NQ. Yeah, the joke is on us for sure, so it's lovely to see them at such a top level despite having massive roster reshuffles this year. On the other hand, we have Canada with inarguably their best ever year so far in 3WC Seed 4, appearing very dominant. And yeah, I think we have quite a close match on our hands, and we do have already the first pick being Hard Rock 2 coming out of Germany, so going to be quite interesting, quite a volatile map as well, very short, less than 2 minutes, so Canada are going to be needing to step right into this one and get ready because this map doesn't pull its punches for sure. Also, we're going to probably talk about the other match going on in the other stream, which is Austria-Hungary against Iberia, so be sure to tune into this one as well because it is currently 5-3 for Austria, 5-4, sorry, for Austria-Hungary. Quite a close match. A match I'm also concerned with in the sense that the loser of this match would be facing the winner, sorry, of this match would be facing Team France, who have been defeated today by Team Chile 6-2. As we do get started, we are going to be seeing the rosters coming in for this one. So, Flair, Runny, Sunning line are going to be having the heavy task of performing on the first pick for their own teams. On this side of Canada, Non-Cycle, Wandario, and Puppy are going to be stepping in for this one. Of course, I think many eyes will be on Wandario for this match, being one of the new rising star players of Canada, but probably will be seeing a lot of very strong performances from other players. As I did mention, very, very, very short map, so you're going to be wanting to avoid those early misses, as we do see one on Flay so far. Also quite the accuracy drop on the side of Flay, so it's going to be giving a bit of an early lead to Canada. Make that a bit more of an early lead with that miss from Runny Sunny. Puppy is going to trade one of them, but still a very slim combo advantage in the early section of this map. As those triples start kicking in, Puppy's going to be finding another miss, so that's a second reset, but still 2 FCs on the side of Canada, and then Lion is going to be missing. That's the last FC for the side of Germany, so only those recoveries now on Runny, Sunny, and Flay. Non-Cycle and Wandario still being very solid. Non-Cycle with the highest accuracy on the side of Canada. And it's really a shame for Runny Sunny that early miss, because the accuracy is so strong. Sunny's going to be finding another reset. Lion, Non-Cycle, it's only 1 FC on Wandario. I didn't mention his name at the beginning of the map, but he's showing right now why he's considered by many as the star player of this Canadian roster this year. Though, not out of the woods yet for Canada. It's 1 quarter left, but Flay with that big recovery, if Wandario came to miss, it could be detrimental, but it's not looking like it's going to happen so far. And we're hitting the last sections now. Wandario still with a comfortable full combo and higher accuracy than Flay as well, who has reset anyway, so that's basically all over. It's just Wandario now. Can he secure the FC on this opening map? No, he cannot, but it's more than enough. And 350k difference on the side of Canada on Germany's opening pick. That is not how Germany wanted to start the match, unfortunately, but there's not much you can do against that beautiful score from Wandario. And it's going to be 1-0 for Canada with their own pick to come. A strong start for Canada in this match. Taking a quick break in the match to inform once again it is 5-4 in the other match being streamed right now. Austria-Hungary leading 5-4 against Iberia. And it is Iberia's last pick, so Hard Rock 1 will decide the match. Will we see a tiebreaker on the other side or not? Not quite tiebreaker territory here yet. It is the very beginning. Canada with the early breakpoint. And that is a double 500k on the supportings. So overall, the team consistency being higher on the side of Canada. It's not just Wandario with that high score. Now it's just going to be Germany looking to retaliate on Canada's opening pick. As we do see the bans, I didn't really talk about them, but Fremont 2 has been banned by Canada and Hidden 2 by Germany. Hidden ban against Canada is a very wise decision. You have Pickapone and Wandario on that team. That is a very scary duo to face on any hidden map, really. So I completely get this one. Fremont 2 being banned by Canada is also quite understandable. And here's going to be the first pick, Nomad 1 being chosen by Canada. So we're going to be going into a bit of a consistency test. A very, very classic song. Been mapped many, many times in the history of Osu. I remember seeing back in those early OWC map pools back in like 2016, 2015, you will already see map sets of this one. That's also quite a low star rating. We're going to be seeing Shark make his first entry in this match alongside Pickapone on the side of Canada. Canada, I think, are going to be quite comfortable in this one and taking the early opportunity to convert this breakpoint into a 2-0 lead. And as the map is not getting started yet, I can inform you guys, sorry, that there will be a tiebreaker on the other side. Iberia winning their last pick on Hard Rock 1, forcing tiebreaker against Austria-Hungary. So that is the Seed 16 forcing TB on Seed 9. How about that? On the side of this match, we're going to see Pikapone, Wandario, the core duo for Canada, entering on this one. Very, very reassuring presences if you're a Canadian supporter. Runny Sunny had the very high accuracy on the opening pick. Shark will be following through this time with Flay. So it's looking like at least one roster change for each team on this one. And I do believe I'm going to be joined by Miles. How you doing?
Hey, I'm here off of 5 minutes of notice from that ping. It looks like needed another commentator, so I'm here.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. Very happy to have you here. It's actually my first commentary, and I literally just jumped in as nobody was really ready, apparently, so here we are. The unlikely duo taking place.
Yep, so Canada won their first map. What pick was that on?
So Hard Rock 2 was picked by Germany, and Canada completely dominated it. So we got a near 900k score by Wandario and double 500k on Puppy and on Cycle. So it was very, very dominant on the side of Canada.
Wow. Now they go.
Now we're having Nomad 1 being Canada's first pick now, and I was just mentioning how it must be reassuring to have Pikapone and Wandario on this one, the two core players for Canada this year.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just both so well-rounded. I mean, Pikapone's turned into such a good all-rounder. Kind of came at a surprise to me because he used to be mostly a hidden main, but now just good at almost everything, and that includes something like this, the AR9, kind of awkward aim sort of thing. Really trustworthy hand on this as we see a couple early misses come out from Germany.
And we did see one on the side of Wandario very early as well. It's Runny Sunny and Shark finding the early misses. Runny Sunny once again, and it's going to be a recurring theme of Runny Sunny getting higher accuracies but lower combos so far in this match. He had the highest AC on the Hard Rock 2 as well. I gotta say though, I did praise Germany fair and square at the start of the match for their very high seed with only a 5-man roster, as we did not really give them that credit in the predictions, so at least they had that going for them.
Yeah, them in Chile really made us eat it with that. Just being a really good 5-man roster that can punch above their weight in a bunch of ways. But there's the miss to come out from Pikapone, so now it's just Wandario and Ryuke on the combo. But Flay trading out that last FC for Germany means it's just going to be two 400-ish combos for Germany. But that miss from Ryuke is going to throw that opportunity over to them to take this lead back.
Gotta say though, I really like the dynamic in Team Germany so far, because we got basically up-and-comers of their country mixed up with Shark, who is returning from, I believe, a hiatus of at least 1 or 2 years. So a bit more of a veteran side. And on the side of Canada, it's basically brand new teams. So it's also in those tense situations that you're probably going to see experienced players pull their weight.
Yeah, I love drawing parallels between this Germany team and the Chile team, actually, because I feel like I would compare Shark in my mind a lot to how I would see Gonza in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Although
yeah,
Gonza
definitely
has been playing really well. Both are like veterans who took some time off, but now are coming back, and it looks like they're just turning back the clock to their peaks and are just looking so good for their teams, as Shark, holding on to that big combo with Runny Sunny, are going to be able to take the lead back with just Wandario really fighting back for Canada.
As you said, it's just Wandario with the reverse choke. Puppy is starting to recover quite well as well. It's going to be very close. 7,000 points at the break, 2/3 of the way through, and still a massive opportunity to get the break point back for Germany.
The ending of this map is intensely difficult, for sure the hardest part of the map, so it's going to be crucial for these guys to hold on. There goes Shark. That's the biggest combo gone for Germany. Pikapone trades it, but now the advantage is squarely back in favor of Canada.
I did mention Puppy, and here it is. Wandario, though, is going to miss. Runny Sunny has the massive opportunity now. Flay to back him up. 73.
1k points between these two teams. It could really come down to the misses on this ending, because this is a very missable ending, and there goes everyone in the lobby is gone. It's a 160 combo on Shark, but the more misses from Canada gave the lead up to 40k for Germany, and it looks like they're poised to take this breakpoint right back.
Yeah, it's those chain misses on the stream, man. And Shark held as well, making the little bit added difference. Ronnie Sunny's going to be finding 2 misses, but I think with that, it's no density, no combo for anyone. Germany is probably going to be able to take it. It's 30,000 points in the outro. And we did mention Canada with a strong start, but here's Germany striking back on Canada's opening pick, so it's now back on equal rounds.
Yeah, unless a chain miss comes right now, it looks like Germany's going to take this, but they got through that big space stream. There's not really anything left you can chain miss on, but hold on. Okay, never mind. That break.
Yeah, it's a full reset. It's full reset for Canada in the end. Play held. Shark also with the bounce show, so it's going to be 1-all. Good effort from Canada on their own pick, but it's going to be Germany taking it. Slimmest of margins, and we did mention Shark, the veteran for Germany, getting that top score on their side. Top score of the lobby is Wandario, as expected, but very, very solid effort from Germany.
Double S rank, by the way. Shark and Fla, both only slider breaking. That's very typical, I think, on a map like this. AR9 slider jumps, just really easy to find some dumb slider breaks somewhere in the middle, and that's what happened to them, it looks like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. On that side, though, I wonder where this is going now. I wonder who's going to be wanting to take the tapping route on this one, because so far, the info we have is that roster-wise, Canada definitely looks more dominant on Hidden, right? You don't want to pick Hidden against pick opponent Wandario. And there it is, DT2. Going to be speeding things up a little bit for Germany. And you look at their roster, theoretically, they should be more comfortable on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like German Osu heritage at this point to just be really good at double time. Like, throughout all of history, they've always loved picking DT, and this map being, according to map pool feedback, way too hard for the pool is something that I think Germany would like to pick. But Canadian speed, nothing to nothing to scoff at either. My only question is one that I actually had at the start of the tournament with Ryuke. Being that he's coming off of such a long break, is he going to be able to reach back to that tapping peak that he had when he was one of the best speed players in the game?
Yeah, Ryuke with the massive heritage here, for sure. A name with a lot of aura, but gotta wonder if it's going to work out. Decided Germany, I'm not too concerned on what they're going to be able to pull out. It's their pick.
Yep, we know Pikapone should be able to play this. Very good stamina player, even at this 254 BPM.
Yeah, and we also have to give a quick mention as we are preparing for this map that on the other side, we are on the tiebreaker between Austria, Hungary, and Iberia. And so far, it's looking like Austria is winning it. So if you have both streams open and perhaps this one unmuted and the other one muted, just know that something's going on. The Seed 16 is pulling some magic so far.
Yeah, once again, I mean, they did it last year, and, you know, I had Iberia as my dark horse this year, so that might be going out the window right now if this keeps up.
Yeah, I was mentioning also that it's an important matchup for me to witness because the winner of this one would be facing France next week, so definitely looking into this one.
In the meantime, in this lobby, we've got Pikapone, Ryuke, and CL for Canada, Christian, Runny Sunny, and Flat for Germany. Not too concerned, I think, with any player in particular here. This looks like a very strong speed lobby.
Yeah, overall looking solid for sure. Yeah, it's just that question, as you didn't mention, of Ryuke. I mean, in theory, should be working out just fine. It would give an advantage to the German roster on this one on paper, but then again, they lost their first pick by nearly 400k, so gotta a lot of heavy blows on this one. So far, the accuracy is looking a bit difficult on the side of Ryuke, but it's only the intro. Maybe
Christian,
soon to stabilize.
Traded break there. Ryuke and Christian finding the drops. This map, this is pretty much the MO for most of the map. You have these repeated bursts, really straining on your stamina. And this is just one of the few slower sections of the map. Another break coming out from Ryuke, but still an accuracy lead overall for Canada. We'll leave the lead on their side for now.
Very, very, very slim margin, but CL is going to be finding the reset now on the slowest part, actually, so that's not good at all.
That's the worst section to find a break on. And here we go, back into the bursts. Germany are going to steal this lead back very quickly, and it's going to raise up to 40k very quickly. Another break from CL to continue that job as the German combos hold strong.
Yeah, it's now a 1 FC advantage, though the accuracy on Pikapone is immaculate so far. If one of these FCs were to drop as Christian, the recovery is going to drop, so it's now if Runny Sunny Earthblade drops, but it's Pikapone instead. And I think that's basically it, as it's nearly a full reset for Canada, and Flash still holding on the side of Germany.
Yep, the one-man FC show now in this lobby. Fle is poised to solo carry this one, no matter how he does for the rest of the map, but especially as he's gotten back to the slower section with 1k combo. He's gonna be running up his match costs on this one.
Play. As you did mention, Germany is one of those countries that always has had a great pool of speed DT players, and Flay being able to make it on the LWC recent teams says a lot about his skill sets. So Flay showing a lot of comfort on this map, and we do start to start to see why so many people said it was too hard for this week's map was. On a DT2, you're expected to see a lot of high scores on early stages, and this is really not happening on this one. It's only Flay holding, and the accuracy is not that impeccable for him.
I will say, I see the vision of this not being too hard, because there are a lot of slow parts where you can regain your stamina, but the hard parts are just so hard. You can see finally Flay finding the break, but it's already brought up a 640k score. Probably get up to about 700k by the ending of this, and just look at these average scores. As you said, like, most of the time the DT2s in early stages are like the highest average score maps, but this one just being way on the harder end means that the average scores are a lot lower.
I mean, take a look at Canada's players. Those are not bad tapping players, and I gotta say, 1 million team score in a 3v3 format is a scoreline this early in the tournament that I would expect to be seeing on like a Hidden 2, but not a DT2.
And yeah, the accuracies at the end really suffering. Even Pikapone holding 99 for a lot of the map ended up just falling apart at the ending. 31 misses.
We are being raided by the main channel as the other match has concluded. And it is the victory for Seed 16 Austria-Hungary.
Wow.
Taking it, so massive, massive upset, pulling the magic once again, just like last year with the 4-man roster. So congratulations and welcome to anyone joining us on this one. So it's so far 2-1 for Germany. Traded breakpoints early on in the match, and now finally Germany taking their first win on their own pick.
Yeah, pretty good pick there for Germany. Now 2 points in a row after dropping the first breakpoint, so really turned this match around. But if Canada were to win their own pick here, we will be right back at the status quo. They equalize it at 2. And what do you think they're going to pick, Subaru?
That's a good question. That Hidden 1 is just asking to be picked, right? You look at Canada's roster, surely it's one of their pocket picks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Pikapone. Pikapone and Wanderia are going to be your kind of centerpiece players who you're going to want to pick around on your roster. While they do have other strong players kind of fill in the gaps on the maps they don't like, you want to pick the maps where those two are feeling the strongest the most, and I think a map like Hidden 1 is a good shout for that.
I was also maybe thinking Nomad 3 later in the match, but it's going to be Hidden 1. As we do mention it, Pikapone is going to be choosing it. Very logical pick for Canada. One of the strongest hidden rosters in this tournament so far.
Yep, a custom as well. This one by Necroman. Devil in Your Heart. It's 240 BPM, fast aim. Pretty conventional, which contrasts with the Nomad one. That's very awkward and low AR. This one, AR 9.8. Very comfortable angles on this one. We'll see Non-Cycle come in as well, another very strong hidden aim player.
Yeah, I think Non-Cycle, Wanderia, Pikapone is the roster you're going to want to go for this one on the side of Canada. Germany, though, Shark was quite the heavy hitter on hiddens back when he used to play OSU World Cup, so I think it's making sense to see him in there. I don't know about the 2 other players, though, for this one on Germany.
Probably see Runny Sunny come in for this, just as the, like, quintessential all-rounder for the German squad.
Runny's going to play most maps.
Yeah, especially on a 5-man roster. For Flay, I'm a little bit more unsure, because I know that Flay is more of, like, the Nomad / HR leaning player, might not want to come in for Hidden, but you oftentimes see those players be fine on a map that's a lot more comfortable like this. But yeah, you're right, Lion could also come in.
Yeah, this one definitely looks Canada favored so far. We've had a couple of breakpoints to start the match, so don't want to speak too early, but Wanderio's been seeming like he could get some of those top scores so far, showing good performances, good consistency. Pickapone also having a decent start to his match, so you're hoping that Canada can find their footing on this one. Quite important pick now, because Germany was, for a while back, looking like they had a bad start to the match, and now starting to maybe seem like they're going to be taking control, so Canada definitely want to avoid that. Of course, seeding-wise, it's a very close match, so we are going to be expecting a bit of a back and forth. And it is going to be Lion, in fact, coming in with Runny Sunny.
Yeah, you're right. This is a huge point of momentum. Germany 2 picks in a row here, and if they drop another break point, Canada, then Germany could consolidate on their next pick, perhaps go for another one of the tapping maps that are remaining in the pool, which they won definitively last time. But here we go into Hidden 1. This map's 3 minutes long, pretty consistent throughout. So we're going to see pretty quickly who's feeling themselves on this map and who might be struggling.
Already, you're going to see a couple of those act drops in the early section. And a very early combo drop on Shark. I didn't actually see the miss. It must have been in like the 21st notes, but it's basically going to be a reverse choke for Shark.
Early lead for Canada, but we've yet to really reach one of those Ki sections where the jumps will get harder.
And faster aim on the hidden is going to be tricky so far. No mistakes on the side of Canada, as Runny Sunny is going to be finding the first real major miss on the side of Germany. So it's now technically only 1 FC, almost 2. Make that 1 with Lion missing is going to be traded by non-cycle, but now it's just basically Shark with the reverse choke against 2 strong FCs on Wanderio and Pickapone. And Wanderio and Pickapone, you look at those accuracies and they're showing exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, those two just look so comfortable on this. Here we go into a Ki. See some triples coming, some more fast aim. Non-cycle continuing to find some breaks as the German combos start to reestablish themselves. Going to be very dangerous if either of those FCs go down for Canada. Looks like they got through that first Ki.
Yeah, but Lion with the recovery, missing right at the end of this Ki, unfortunately, so it's not only Runny to support Shark. So it's going to be needing a little bit more than 1 miss on the side of Canada. Even if Wanderio or Pickapone were to find a miss, they would need a bit more, as this lead is going to keep increasing on the side of Canada.
Now at the 2/3 mark, 140k of lead. Wanderio and Pickapone still going strong. Germany ready to pounce if either of those combos do break, but it's going to be another traded miss between Lion and non-cycle, but those two players are virtually non-factors to the outcome at this point. Both trading over and over.
Yeah, it's like this comfort from Pickapone and Wanderio. It's the 2 highest combos also having the 2 highest accuracies in the lobby. They're just not looking like they want to miss today on this one. Despite Runny's efforts on the high accuracy as well, recovery, and the reverse choke from Shark. Like, this is not a bad team score from Germany. You just look at what Canada's doing. Even despite non-cycle not having the best of times on this map, it just doesn't matter.
What I just mentioned about German Osu heritage being on the DT mod, you could say the same about Canada on the hidden mod. A lot of their best players in history have just been these incredible hidden mains, and you see Pickapone really taking up that mantle with Wanderio, just so strong on a map like this.
It's looking like it's going to be a double FC for Canada on Hidden 1. How about that?
Such a good team score there. 2 scores, FC'd over 1 million. Non-cycle with the 400k, but that's what your team is there for. Some stellar performances from Shark as well. Just the 1 miss on the reverse choke. Same with Runny Sunny, but what can you do against 2 full combos?
Yeah, I was unfortunately unavailable for most of the weekend, so I didn't catch the other matches, and I didn't see if other teams had higher scores on this Hidden 1. But still, despite not knowing that, I think this Canadian score deserves a shout out.
And here is quickly the next speed pick for Germany. We've got some SpongeBob Square Wave. So some inside baseball here. I don't think Canada likes this map. I remember Chiv telling me at some point, I think someone pooled this in a Canada tournament at some point and everybody crashed out. So this might be a bit of an unfortunate pick for Canada. Any of the Canadians in chat can correct me on this one. Yeah, some good memes here.
Yeah, this might be a bit of a personal jab for this one.
But I do think this one will go better for Canada than the DT2 because, like, considering they don't absolutely despise this map, it's lower BPM, less stamina intensive. It's going to be something where players on Canada are just going to be more comfortable on this. Where on the DT2, it was really Flay just gapping everybody else. This one, I think we're going to see potentially some FCs.
Yeah, there isn't really that speed gap factor coming in for this one, unlike the DT2, so I do agree that it should be more comfortable for everybody in the lobby, but consistency-wise, Germany seems considerably better on this DT2, so I think it's a pretty logical pick for this one. And as you did mention, the heritage of Germany speed abusing goes back years and years back in Osu World Cup. During their great years, they would have such an unbeatable tapping roster. So we're seeing a bit of that today.
Yep, classic map from Silver Boxer here. 232 BPM is honestly too low of a BPM to call it speed. I saw Sari in Twitch chat call this fake speed. Or it's just not a good speed map. But yeah, this is definitely more accessible to players who don't necessarily specialize in speed, as we mentioned.
Yeah, I would have to agree, especially with modern standards. It's interesting, as you do mention that, to notice that Wanderio is going to be playing this one.
Mm-hmm.
We're also seeing Shark instead of Christian on the side of Germany, so we're seeing a bit more of this tendency to put your core players, despite them not being speed focalized, because this map is just more accessible, as you did mention.
Yeah, we'll see who can hold good accuracy on this one. I think it'll be much higher than DT2.
Yeah, I would have to agree, seeing what Canada is doing through this introduction so far.
Yep, it just looks very comfortable. Aim is not very difficult, but Runny Sunny does find the early drop, which will give Canada the early lead.
Gotta say, though, on the consistency side of things, Canada has been having a bit of a better day so far than Germany, so it's a bit of a riskier pick, and I don't want to speak too soon, as it's only one little miss from Runny Sunny, but look at Canada so far. They seem to be doing okay.
It'll all depend on this middle and later section of this map. Once potentially your stamina does start to wane, we are still in the easier early half of the map.
Yeah, the last SS is gone on Pigapone now, but still 3 FCs on the side of Canada to Germany's 2. Runny Sunny with a solid recovery, but so far no mistakes from Canada and all above 99. So you were talking about the stamina. We're gonna soon reach halfway and no sign of weakening.
We are in this Ki section, the finger control coming out, nobody getting tripped up. Still 5 FCs in the lobby at the halfway point. This is a very dangerous part of the map. If you do find the miss, you are getting score capped here. Into the triples.
Oh, it's a double miss.
2 misses from Canada. Now Germany's gonna really start to reel this one in. Picapone alone. Meanwhile, 3 combos on Germany. That lead is gonna explode.
Oh yeah, huge opportunity for Germany. They were quite in danger there for a second. It's their own pick. But now with those 2 misses, CL Wanderio. Yeah, CL's gonna be pretty upset about this one. No question to why, as Shark and Flay still holding the FCs and Runny Sunny with the reverse choke basically. So it's only Picapone, the only hope for Canada now, but I think Germany's got it. You look at the consistency, higher accuracies as well.
They should be able to coast into the end on this one. It would require a bit of a meteor for Germany to lose this, especially as they're into this comfortable ending. There's really some aim patterns here to contend with, and they're looking so strong. Runny does go down, but there's just not enough time, even if the breaks were to come out from Germany. This is going to be a good pick from them.
So Germany, after being in danger for a bit of the map, just showing once again why they are looking like the strongest tapping team in this match so far. Flay is going to be finding the miss right at the end. Ronnie Sunny going to be missing alongside all 3 of the Canadian players, but Shark is going to secure the FC. And that is a near 500k difference on the side of Germany after a map which had seemed very, very close for most of it.
Ice FC coming out from Shark. Didn't play the other speed map. Well, you know, I'm getting clowned in the Twitch chat for calling this a speed map, so we'll say good score on the aim map from Shark. And great act from Picapone as well, but Germany, 3rd pick, going their way. Now Canada, see what they go for next.
Yeah, I did mention that Nomad 3 earlier. Maybe that could be a good option for Canada. But, like, on a side note, when did 232 stop becoming speed in the history of Osu? Like, when did this transition happen?
Honestly, like, when I was at my peak, like, tapping, even I could play 232, and I was, like, a historically bad speed player at my worst. So I'd say speed, in my opinion, starts at, like, 250. And then anything before that, it's, like, you need to have, like, map technicalities making the tapping strain hard, like really long chains or like insane finger control or something.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And we're going to be seeing Germany asking for a timeout, apparently. Yeah, it's a bit of a turning point in this match. It could be if Germany were to find solutions on Canada's next pick, so I do understand the use of timeout right now. Seed 5 with 5 players, by the way, just a reminder. Also, team we DNQ'd apparently. Now playing for a spot in top 6 today, so...
Yeah, and right now a match is looking pretty good for them so far. I mean, we are just taking such L's from that prediction stream, man. Like, Chile, Germany, making us eat it.
To be fair, I absolutely love that Germany is doing this year, like playing without Kriller and other key players that we did mention during the prediction stream. I really like that they were doing this because it's reminiscent of what Poland did last year, playing without Malashevsky in LWC 2024, and then playing, of course, without him due to them not being in range in 3WC, and really building on those strong core players like Kosarex, Jedis, and everything. And then they go on to put their star player back in the team for the next OSU World Cup and win it. So you build those strong core players on the side of Germany in those lower ranked tournaments, 3WC, 4WC, and then you put Kriller back in for the OSU World Cup and see where it goes. I think I really like this dynamic of what's going on there in Germany right now, showing that they can still get those high performances without their most notorious strong carry players. So
yeah, this tournament is just going so well so far, in my opinion. It's just so competitive. It looks like everybody in that sort of like middle tier of teams is giving a good fight even when they're losing. So just really interesting to watch so far this year. In the meantime, Canada picking Black Glass in the free mod pool, a map that everyone should be pretty familiar with if you've played tournaments in the last 2 years. And Canada, their roster on this is just looking as lethal as ever. You get Wandario and Picapone, with Ryuke likely taking the HR. I think this is going to be a good pick for them.
Yeah, so I've been actually calling Ryuke Puppy for the first map while you weren't here, because that's what I usually do when there are renames, but I do get that Ryuke would be a name that speaks more to people, so I'm going to switch back to Ryuke as well.
Meanwhile, same core roster here for Germany: Shark, Flay, and Runny Sunny. Probably Flay or Shark on the HR, Runny Sunny on the hidden. Whoever does not take a mod between those runs no mod. And it's Shark on the no mod. Meanwhile, Ryuke, hidden hard rock. Saw a pretty good hidden hard rock run on this the other day from AlphaU. I think top scoring in that lobby with HDHR. See if Ryuke can repeat that sort of performance.
Another volatile map, so we're going to be watching out for those early misses. So far, both teams getting a very strong start. It's really just the spot advantage on the side of Ryuke, as Flay is going to be finding the first miss. Impeccable performance on the side of Canada so far.
This is definitely the type of map where HR is going to be the hardest mod by a long shot. So Ryuke putting up a premium HR performance will pay dividends if the other HR player is missing. But that's going to be both the hidden players trading on the same note. Pikapone and Runny going down. Going to leave Wandario and Shark in a 1v1 with Ryuke's premium HEHR 99%, making up a lot of score here.
Yeah, so we kind of maybe overestimated what Ryuke could do back on tapping, but so far now on Fremont Hidden Hard Rock, it's looking pretty damn good. It's also the Nomad FC's battle between Shark and Wandario.
Oh my god. Look at that 99.
That accuracy, man.
People forgot.
What is happening?
Ryuke was an HR main. Like, he was one of the best speed players in the game, but his affinity is really for this style of map on HR, and it's just... Like, if he keeps it... Oh, no! I was gonna say, if he kept that up, that would have been #1 on the map if it were Scorpion 1, but still, that is an insane score from Ryuke. Wow.
Finally misses, but the score is incredible. The FC battle between Wandario and Shark knocked him out of it. Shark finally going to be missing, but it just doesn't matter. The star of the show, despite Wandario getting the highest score in the lobby now, is going to be Ryuke on that Hidden Hard Rock. 800k score, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, like, Wandario FC'd, and that's super impressive and all, but I'm just looking at the player on his left because, oh, he dropped the 99 too. Are you kidding me? I was about to be like, oh my god, 99 on HDHR, and then he missed, and then he dropped ACK. Like,
yeah, what a score. What a score. And just how cool is it to see Ryuke once again playing at this level, really? When he's been part of the Osu scene for many, many years, witness players come and go. We're in 2026 and Ryuke still putting up these scores in tournaments. How about that? And of course, also shout out to Wandario's 954k on the Nomad, but man, what a convincing win by Canada on this one.
very good pick there. Now we're all tied up at 3. Seed 4 and Seed 5 tied at the hip. Germany pretty much have run out of pure speed picks. They want to continue their pick strategy with the high BPM. They go for the DT1, but that map is going to be more of an aimy, like short bursty style of map. So you're not really relying on that tapping at all, especially with the Fremont 2 being banned. That is all you've got left in the pool in terms of any sort of speed or tapping.
Yeah, it's quite a different style though, so might not be as convincing. Then again, you also have quite a lot of maps still open for Canada.
Oh, okay. I did not expect this.
Yeah, I was gonna say DT3. I mean, I get staying on the DT side of things, but DT3 is quite different, so I don't know, man. I'm not too sure about this one.
I'm just completely unsure about this one for who would have the edge on this, because this is like, I always describe this map, it's like the little brother of With a Dance Number. And it's an alt map, it's 10.3, and either of those I would edge to different teams in this matchup.
I mean, hey, you know, last time I said I wasn't too sure about Germany. I said I wasn't too sure about them qualifying or getting top 16, and they seeded 5th. So I'm gonna shut up about this one and let them play. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting to cast, because you look at Canada's roster and they definitely look like they're pretty capable of putting up very high scores on this one as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna go stepping in saying that Germany is picking the wrong map, because like they've proving us wrong over and over in this tournament. So at one point you just gotta respect the fact that they're really good.
I like the players in for Canada right now. Non-Cycle is really good at alt maps in general, regardless of the approach rate. And then Ryuke, not gonna have any sort of tapping gap on this. It's purely an alt map, so Ryuke should be very good on this. It's Lion coming in for Germany to join Runny Sunny and probably Shark or Flay in that final spot. Meanwhile, for Canada, not really sure who the final player is. Probably Pikapone, right?
Yeah, it has to be Pikapone. And I do like the mention of non-cycle, as alt is, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first skill sets he got really known for. You correct me if I'm wrong for this one, but I do believe he got noticed fairly early for his alt skills.
That's right. He was so good on those like 5-minute alt maps. Like, he would always be somewhere on the leaderboard on those types of maps. Especially as someone else who loves that type of map.
very first time I heard about him was like his Worldwide Choppers FC, so that was a while back, but that was like the very first time I was like noticing a very high score from him, so that was a while back, right?
Yeah, really long time ago. But it's going to be Wandario to actually take the last spot for Canada. Meanwhile, Flay for Germany. Very pivotal point in the match now. I feel like all the obvious picks for both teams are pretty much gone.
Yeah, I think it's reaching slowly but surely the danger zone for this matchup.
And you were mentioning that No Mod 3 earlier for Canada. I think that the outcome of this match, or of this map in particular, will really determine which team might want to pick that sort of map. As we see a couple early breaks coming out. Runny, Sunny, and Wandario early.
4 players trading for this one. Wandario is going to be finding another one. The highest accuracy so far on non-cycle. We didn't do right in mentioning his alt skills. For Germany, also with a decent start, Lion and Flay looking pretty comfortable in this one. Runny Sunny's going to be finding another slider break. So it's a very small combo advantage on Canada so far.
Yeah, but there goes Flay. Okay, now Canada's going to start to really bring in a big lead on this one. Non-cycle of Ryuke, 2 FCs to 1, and Wandario on the reverse choke. That lead is going to go up so very fast on this DT multiplier, especially as Lion goes down as well. It's a meteor for Germany. Canada looks like they're going to take a break point here.
Yeah, it's basically 3 against 0 right now because nobody's matching even Wandario's recovery right now on the side of Germany. So it's all Canada, no Germany at all in this one, unfortunately.
Non-cycle finding the drop though, 99% FC down, leaving Ryuke once again, best score in the lobby, backed up by Wandario.
So yeah, Ryuke, like, goes in this match. The only thing we talked about for a while about Ryuke was his tapping, and he's literally just crushing everything else except tapping.
It's the thing that happens to like every all-rounder who plays speed. They lose their speed, but then they're still like cooked at everything else. Like cooked in a good way, not cooked in a bad way.
Yeah. And Wandario with the recovery as well, helping out Ryuke, but does he really need any help at this point? Like 750k, still rising, still the FC for the old man.
Doesn't need any help. He's killing this lobby.
Nobody in Germany, unfortunately, has anything to fight those combos on Canada. It's going to be a huge lead for Canada. Bit of a mispick, unfortunately, for Germany at this turning point in the match. And you did mention, Miles, this map potentially deciding of with whether No Mod 3 would be picked or not by Canada, and I think we have our answer.
Yep, I think that's a pretty obvious pick that should be on the board for Canada as Wandario finds the drop. Runny Sunny brought a combo back, but it's Ryuke with the FC. 4-3, the break point for Canada, and now the opportunity to pick themselves up to match point on their next map here.
And that is such a nice FC from Ryuke. Also the highest accuracy in the lobby. And overall, that's just a very good team performance from Canada. The lowest score on non-cycle still being near 700k and higher than all 3 scores on Germany. That is just such a dominant win from Canada.
Once again, like the first pick in the match, this pick from Germany just going so far in their opposition's way. And now I think they've got, a pretty clean look into the No Mod 3 here if they want to continue picking alt maps. But there's still a lot of maps in this pool. You could kind of feel it out.
Yeah, we did mention No Mod 3. I think No Mod 4 could also potentially work out for Canada. And you did earlier mention this DT1 still open for Germany. I do wonder if anyone's going to want to pick this Hard Rock one.
Yeah, I was about to say, with how Ryuke is playing in particular, if you want to lean into his strength, you go for something like that HR1. But that, I think that synergizes less with the other top players on the team. So you might want to go for No Mod 3 instead, and it is No Mod 3. Going clean look into the alt map. They just won the DT3, going to go up to the No Mod pool. The creator.
Yeah. You love to see it. You just love to see on the side of Canada. We did mention those either up-and-coming players or new carries, like Pikapone and Wandario being the core 2 we did mention over and over. So you just love to see Ryuke step in and be the carry on multiple maps for this one. The old man still being up there with the new guys.
Canada has just had a bit of a resurgence with some of their old talent. I mean, you look at Azer coming back in 2025 and 2026 now. He's such a strong force. If he weren't like the host of Osu World Cup, I would pencil him in as a player to probably make their team. So,
oh yeah, definitely. Like at least for like hiddens and everything, and like everything tech related, you would definitely want Azer in there.
Yeah, I mean, Fortager World Cup, he's definitely going to be a lethal force on his own.
He's probably their best player.
Yeah, he's probably one of the best players in that tournament, to be honest. Yeah, him and Ryuke inspiring anybody over the age of 24 or whatever.
On the side of Germany, we're going to see Shark back in for this one. Logical choices for Canada. Wandario and Non-Cycle once again. Flay going to be stepping in for this one, it looks like. I think we're most likely going to see Runny once again on the side of Germany.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have Runny Sunny in for a map like this. He's just their core all-rounder, probably. So, need to have him in the lobby to join Shark and Flay, have that core roster out for Germany. Meanwhile, for Canada, I'm a little less sure. I mean, Ryuke did perform well on the last alt map, but it's going to be Pikapone. I was going to say, you could kind of 50-50 between the two.
Yeah, I think this choice does make sense. You were still, despite it being alt-related, you were still in the DT department, which was more Ryuke's territory in his prime, so I do get the switch on Pikapone for this one. So it's going to be a bit of a longer map also. Not quite 4 minutes, but still more of a consistency test on this one, this alt skill set. Potentially the match point giver for Canada. Hopefully Germany will have something to say about this. This is a very close match seeding-wise, as close as it gets. You do want to see this match going all the way.
This map on the longer end. A little bit of a different look than the DT3. I think this one a lot more focused on awkward aim than the more flow-based patterns on the DT3. But still shouldn't trip up any of the players in these lobby. All very experienced tourney players on different types of alt.
So far, it's just this slight accuracy advantage on the side of Germany. No mistakes in this intro. As we've gotten through about a quarter of the map, still 6-way FC in this lobby. As this first guy is going to hit, we're going to hit a bit of a danger zone in this map. A couple of hundreds on the side of Germany is going to swing it back to Canada, but so far it's impeccable on both sides.
Yep, 6-way is still alive. And that is so scary as we get through the first KI section. No one has found the break, but there goes Runny Sunny. That's the first breakdown for Germany. Such a crucial miss. Still the 3-way alive for Canada. It's 3-on-2.
And Runny is just not having it today on the combos. He's consistently had some of the highest accuracies on every map, but unfortunately, oftentimes finding this first miss in the early sections of the map. Hopefully he can find a nice recovery, but now it's open territory for Canada to take this away. Still a 3-way FC on the side of Canada.
They just look so good. But still 2 FCs for Germany, not out of the woods just yet. They are able to pounce if the misses do come out. Non-Cycle, Pikapone, Wandario, all looking so stable though, just above 99%. Just stellar stuff from them so far.
We get the second guy. It's still 2 FCs on the side of Germany as well, so definitely not over yet. There's still room for a comeback here. Runny is stabilizing, hitting that 400 combo. It's just still those 3 FCs on the side of Canada. Nobody's missing.
This is just insane from both teams, by the way. Just one miss in a lobby at the 2/3 mark. Like, what are these teams doing?
Like 1,000 combo for 5 players now. That is absolutely insane. 2/3 of the way through, 5 FCs in the lobby, still a 3-way on Canada. That's a pocket pick if I ever saw one. And the pattern is being hit by everybody.
Oh, this is so scary. Even though you've missed once and you're down by 250k. Like, what is Canada doing? Pikapone is single tapping, by the way.
Yeah.
Just if anyone hasn't noticed, so.
Yeah, Pikapone with the Nissan method on these alt maps.
Yep. Screw that second key. I don't need it.
You got those 2 carry players on Canada we mentioned over and over, and the alt specialist Non-Cycle still holding this 3-way FC, and Shark and Flay are doing everything they can. Runny as well. Shark is going to be finding a miss, and now it's only 1 FC on Flay. And still the three-way 800k for all three Canadian players. Miles, where is this going? Players going to be finding the miss, so no FCs on Germany. But what are we witnessing here? Wandario finally finding the slider break. But still 2 FCs. This team score is outrageous on Noma 3.
This is just a Canadian masterclass. I mean, almost 3 million score, quarterfinals. Ain't hard at all for them. 2.8 million,
God.
2 FCs, non-cycle and Picapo, and Wandario just the choke at the end. And that's not even a bad team score for Germany, but once again, what do you do against that?
Almost 2.8 million on Noma 3. I haven't seen all the other score lines, all the other matches, but I do believe this will be the top score.
It has to be.
Like, oh my god. And those accuracies as well are so strong on the side of Canada. What a pick to secure a match point in this match.
Major pressure now on Germany. At least they can start to try to shift some momentum with their own pick. And you got to assume they go for the DT1 here, right?
I think it has to be DT1. And once again, yeah,
never mind.
Even Germany's score was really good on that map, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they got like, what, 800k, 700k, 600k?
Yeah, something like that. It was... Man. And it's not going to be DT1. It's going to be Hard Rock 1, actually, for Germany. I'm, once again, not too sure about this pick. We did mention earlier Ryuhei was having a very good day on Hard Rock. We also have... I mean, Canada's core players are all playing pretty well today, so... Not too sure about this one, but... Hey, that's what they're going to go with.
I think it's a little bit of a heat check for a pick from Germany. Want to get Picapo out of the lobby if you can. Want to get potentially Wandario out of the lobby as well, but we'll see who decides to come in for this. But Germany is a very apt hard rock team. Should be good on a map like this. Just pretty standard mech tech at 200 BPM. Nothing too technical about this map. There's a few awkward wiggles in there, but otherwise you're mostly dealing with some AR-10 slider jumps, a couple of bursts. Nothing too crazy.
I will say, though, at the very least, I think the accuracy will be a bit better on the side of Germany for this one. We did see, despite them losing the precision map earlier, they had pretty strong accuracies overall, so the comfort on this, on Hard Rock, does look there for Germany, but I do believe Wandario, at the very least, should be playing this one. It's going to be Ryuhei stepping in as well. We do see the German roster, Shark Play, Runny, basically the core roster for Germany stepping in for this one.
Yep, and we've got Ryuhei and Wandario in for Canada. Curious to see who takes that final spot. We haven't seen Raikai yet this lobby for Canada, unless he played the HR2 before I came, but not sure if he did. And it's actually going to be Picapo in there, so everything I just said about a heat check is just completely wrong. You're getting 3 extremely strong Canadian players who have been playing well today in the lobby for Canada to try and close out this match, and Germany try to keep their winners bracket life alive.
And I do believe that if Canada wins this point, this will officially be the highest result they've ever gotten in 3WC history, if I'm not mistaken.
So a lot on the line here.
Yeah, it would secure top 6, and I do believe Canada has never gotten top 6. I may be wrong, though. Perhaps someone will correct me in chat, but...
This map on the shorter side, just 2 minutes. Lots of action baked into this map. Early miss from Runny Sunny. You're going to miss at all on this. It has to be now. The first part of this map, really just dealing with those cut patterns and those wiggle 1/3. Otherwise, not too much for you to break on.
As you did mention, very volatile short maps, so you do want those misses to happen early or never, because any miss from now is going to be pretty detrimental. It's still the 3-way on the side of Canada, nearly a 3-way on the side of Germany as well. So much comfort, really. Look at those accuracies, very high on the side of Germany. Still 299s. It's still an SS on Picaphone once again. Pika with the accuracies in this match has just been gone crazy.
Yep, this guy is playing pretty well. I think all 3 of these Canadians are playing pretty well, and similarly to the last map, we're going into the second half with only a break on Runny Sunny. And here we go. We're about to get into the ending section of this map where there's a lot of flow aim to contend with, mixed in with the kick slider jumps, and here we go.
This pattern and Play's gonna be the first to fall. Maybe this could be it for Germany. Canada still with the three-way. What is going on? Canada in the later stages of this match have just been playing out of their freaking minds. Like, what is happening? Still the three-way on Hard Rock 1. All right, finally Ryuke finds a miss. It's still, I think it's not comebackable, unfortunately. Money is missed earlier. It's still 2 FCs on the side of Pikachu and 1-0. The 2 carry players once again. Everybody misses on Canada right at the end, whereas Shark hits the ending. Unfortunately, the effort comes a little too late for Germany. It's going to be a win. It's going to be a 6-3 win for Canada against Germany in this one, despite Shark's best efforts in the ending section. Man, what a finish.
Oh my goodness.
Nearly a triple 800k on this one for Canada.
Just a really great match from Canada here, and a good match from Germany as well, but Canada just really cranking it into high gear for this one. This very decorated rivalry between Canada and Germany over the course of many, many World Cups just got another page done, and this one in favor of Canada once again.
Also, real quick mention to Shark's accuracy on this one. Hello?
Yeah, that's pretty good. 600s. Got to be one of the top HR scores on that map.
600, well, 400s for Runny Sunny, actually. Like, I did mention the accuracy for Germany on the Hard Rock. But it's going to be, regardless of that, a win for Canada, 6-3. Canada definitely looking the strongest they've ever been in this tournament so far. Super dominant performances. And Germany, on the other side of things, are going to be dropping into loser's bracket. And so far with what they've been showing in this tournament, I definitely do trust their performance in the loser's bracket. I think it's very unfortunate for whoever has to play them. I'm not sure who that will be. Let me check real quick.
Yep, I'm on the bracket right now, so...
I do believe it's Romania.
Yep, they'll be going down to face Romania, and meanwhile, Canada will be going up to face the winner of the United States and Brazil, so chance there for another very decorated rivalry with their rival down south if they do manage to take out Brazil.
Oh, that would be a show, wouldn't it?
Oh, I mean, it's always fun to watch when it's a USA versus Canada. I mean... In any sport, like we had it in hockey a few weeks ago, the Canadians in chat will not want to talk about that, but I will. In Osu, another great rivalry. So we'll be seeing if that match happens, but until then, I believe our next match will be at, what time is that? Should be just USA and Brazil left. That one will be at 1 UTC. So be sure to set that on your schedule if you want to watch that. But until then, I've been Miles with Subaru, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day or night wherever you are.
Has been a pleasure. See you next time.